And we're back.
Woo! Your favorite podcasters.
Are we though?
I mean, we're Anna's favorite, so
That's fair.
number one in my heart. Number one fan.
Yeah. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a couple.
Yeah, long weeks. I mean, this last week, so like this week, has felt extremely long because like Monday it was like a rush for me to get a whole bunch of like assignments turned in because I was behind. So it was just like push, push, push to get everything done. So I got like 3 or 4 things done that day, and then Tuesday was like the cutoff date for all of my assignments and whatever. And so I decided that like I'm not gonna pass English, so I'm not gonna put any more effort into that. So let me just focus on native studies. And so I just like ended up putting the entire day into working on like the final project.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was the final project for that was to research the difference between Aboriginal healthcare and Canadian healthcare, and then compare them and similarities and differences and whatever. So that was fine because I like researching. But then it was like, and you have to make a video. So like it was either you could make a video of you talking about it, or you could do like a slideshow and then just voiceover. So I just did the slideshow, and you had to have 10 slides. And she was just like, it should only be like 3 minutes. And I was like, how are you supposed to get 10 slides talked about in 3 minutes? Um, just like a big push to get everything done. And I got to the part where I was recording it all and like scripted. And so I was trying to make sure that it was perfect and would like mess up halfway through. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I went back and did one slide 5 times because I couldn't get it through. And then I was like, how do like production companies do this? And so then I started looking at it, and they have various ways. So I was just like, well, I'll just like maybe do a sentence at a time and then just piece it all together after the fact. So one sentence at a time, just record and stop and record and stop. And that worked fine because then if I messed up, I wouldn't have to redo the entire minute of talking. I just have to redo like 10 seconds. So I got it all like done and then had to edit it all into a video and decided to add like background music, which took 10 minutes to find and make it so that it was long enough. And final projects are not to be left to the last minute.
Yeah, Tegan. Yeah. Monday was also it was my busiest day because it was the day before finals, and I had like all of my prep to do with everything. Like I've been studying for math and chemistry for like 2 weeks now. Like just slowly going through all of the content because obviously you can't study everything the night before.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like 5-6 units, it's not possible. So I had like a whole study guide and everything, and I was trying to like do all that, but it was busy. I got it. Like I have had like close to no sleep this week, and I am exhausted. Yeah.
And you've got like
good.
5 classes.
Yeah.
And if you're doing like 5 to 6 units in each of them.
Well, math and chemistry are the only like hard classes where I had comprehensive tests. The rest of my classes had like big projects. So, which I don't know if that's any better, if studying for a big test or like having to do like a big final project equally take up an enormous amount of time and energy. So,
yeah.
Just one's a little less stressful than the other in the moment, I guess.
Yeah.
But either way, they all took so much time. So.
Yeah. Well, my experience with like final projects though is that they give you like a week or two to kind of get all your material, and then it's just like in your up to 3 hours or whatever it is, then you can kind of make your final adjustments or whatever, or you can just kind of come in and you'll have it ready, and then it just either has to be presented or you just have to record something or whatever. I don't know if yours were like that, but...
So, in French, okay, so I had a project in art and in psychology, but they were both, like, pretty straightforward, and I kind of knew what the deal was. But in French, it was a little bit more confusing, because we just did, like, a play before finals. So she mushed together the final project for the play unit and the final and put them kind of together. So in the end, by like last Tuesday, you had 4 individual like projects that fit into like one to be the end of the semester. So basically we had like all of last week and a little bit before that to finish the 3 components. So it was basically like 3 mini essays, right? Like amount of time and effort that went into them was basically 3 mini essays, and then the final was going to be a critique, right? And so that's what she told us. She was like, you're going to spend a lot of time on each component, but then together that's like the final and the final project, and so it's not like you go in to have like one giant test. So Monday, day before, I'd finished all 3 components Friday of last week, right? So I didn't worry about French because there was nothing for me to do. So then on Monday, she was like, oh, I'm going to send you like the planning thing for the Tuesday morning so that, you know, you can do the test, right? And she spent like a week, and she was like, oh, it's just like a little critique. You're just going to tell me if you liked it, what you didn't like about it. Like, it's going to be no big deal. I don't want this to be super stressful. I know, blah, 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 blah. All the teacher thing that they talk about.
Yeah.
So Monday night comes around, and she sends us the planning sheet. It is not a little critique. It is a full essay. She's like, you need to have an introduction of 4 to 6 sentences, 3 paragraphs, like a conclusion. You need to like cite things from, and I'm like, Rome wasn't built in a day. I cannot do this. Night before. And the worst part was Tuesday. Yes, on Tuesday I had technically 3 hours to do this, but I had grad photos. So I only had 1 hour to do an entire essay. So I was stressed out. So I woke up on Tuesday an hour early, and I was like, hey, you got 2 hours. You're gonna like finish it, get it done. It was so stressful, and I hated every moment of it. Every single moment I hated. How could you just really did me dirty like that? Tell me that it's like not a big project and then assign me an essay the night before.
Yeah.
Like what kind of, she's like, oh, it's just a little critique, it's gonna be no big deal, and I don't want you guys to be stressed out, like, because I already did 3-minute essays before this. Like, I already put in so much time and effort, and then she's like, oh, well, you know, also do this essay. I'm like, what? Like, I literally just about cried. I was like, oh my god,
So you are saying that you need like a week-long break then?
Yeah, basically. God.
Yeah. Well, and I've only got 3 classes, so compared to your 5.
I know.
With no finals.
Last one's tomorrow. We're done.
What's tomorrow's?
Math. So, this is my break for the day. I've been studying all day. Like, I had my final this morning, came back, ate, studied, and now I'm here. That's been my day. Like, I have done nothing else except for that. So, that's been good. It's been great. I love spending my days doing logarithms and unit circles and graphs. So fun.
And you get to come talk about it.
Yep, I do. Almost done though. In the home stretch here, guys. And my chemistry test yesterday was so bad. Oh my god. Like, it was so long. Like, it wasn't hard. It was just long. 12 pages. 50 multiple choice. I took 3 hours and 8 minutes to finish that.
What's the maximum that you can do?
What do you mean? Like, the maximum amount on a final?
Yeah, the
3 hours. I went over by 8 minutes. He gave us another half hour, like at the 3-hour mark. He was like, you have a 30-minute buffer here. But I just, like, I could not. My brain was dead. Like, fried by the end of those 3 hours. I don't even know what I got on it, and I don't even want to know. Like, I'm just too scared to find out what I did.
I mean, so long as you get above a 50, you should be good.
I know, if I fail, my mark drops to a 65, so technically still passing the class. Not sure if that's good enough to get into university, but we're not going to think about that.
But you can always upgrade a class later down the line, too.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my theory with English. Well, I mean, for the one class, I think it was going to be like $300, which in the big scheme of things for education is not that much, really. So in like this September, if I have to pay for it, whatever. But I mean, in FlexEd, they do a virtual like ceremony, and then I'm pretty sure they just like send you a PDF of your diploma if you pass. It's not like you walk across the stage, get handed a piece of paper, and smile and get pictures taken.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, well, what's the point? Not that I want to do a big grad ceremony, because that's too many people. But
yeah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about grad. That's too much for my brain to process right now. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, all of it. Can't do it today. Can't do it tomorrow. Like, I don't even want to think about that. It's too stressful.
Well, I got an email on Monday within like 3 hours of their Teams meeting of grad planning, and I was just like, every time they plan something, like a meeting, it's when I'm working. Like, it's never in the mornings. It's always at like 1, 2, 3 in the afternoon, and it's just like, I'm generally working then. So, like, it's not like I can just hop on and be working and then listening and focusing and contributing to that conversation.
Yeah.
And I need them recorded so that I can, like, know what's going on, but not have to, like, participate.
Yeah, nice.
But not an option, sadly. But, oh well.
Yeah. I remember last year, I was in a class, like my quint system last year, my last quint, I was in a class that had grade 12s in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like one of like 3 grade 11s because quint system like messed everything up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so I got to hear all of like the stuff about grad, and I kid you not, grad plans changed 6 times in the span of like a month and a half because like the restrictions changed, and then the ceremony changed, and then like at one point they didn't have a venue, and then it was like a whole thing. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't even know if we have a grad like a committee for it. I don't even know if there's anybody even planning it. I don't even know. Like, because this is like volunteer-based people plan these things.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I don't know what's happening.
What if it's like the clothing debacle, where it's just like a group of people that just decide that they're gonna plan everything? And then it ends up being crappy.
Well, at this point, like, anything is better than nothing, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And apparently, people were, I heard through the grapevine that, like, there is a senior group chat, like, for girls that I'm not a part of. And that most people aren't, like, that I'm friends with aren't a part of. And someone was talking about it, like, oh, they're like, oh, didn't you see it on the senior girls group chat? And I'm like, you think I'm on the group chat? Me.
Yeah.
Anyways, they were like comparing like grad dresses and stuff, and I'm like, oh, thank God I am not on that, because I don't think I could handle all those notifications. Like, genuinely, I don't think I could. I would die.
One message every like 5 seconds within the span of an hour.
Yeah, there's like a lot of senior girls, so
Even if
You
like
know.
half of them are on that.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, that sounds like a mess.
Yeah, a little. A little.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really know what's going to happen for, like, grad planning or whatever, because it's just like, what does it matter? I mean, we had, like, grade 9, then it was half a 10, then it's 11 and 12 that are, like, you're still trying to learn, but it's just kind of like math. So I feel like everybody's kind of, like, worn out from the last, like, 2 years, so it's just kind of like grad won't really be
Yeah.
much because people don't want to put much effort into it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I want grad to happen and I want it to be like normal, but I know that it's not possible, so I'm just kind of trying to keep my like expectations low, because then I won't get too disappointed in the end.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like like if I keep thinking that I'm gonna have this like grad that I've always wanted, and as much as I don't want to like sit there for 6 hours and listen to multiple people give speeches and all of that, like it does only happen once, right? Like, and I don't plan on doing it again. So, and I only want to go to prom once, so it's kind of weird to me because I want it, but I also know that if I keep thinking it's going to happen, I'm just going to be disappointed at the end of the year. So, yeah, I'm struggling. Because I don't really know what it's going to be. So,
You haven't joined the planning committee?
no. I'm not sure I'd be very useful.
I don't know. Just give ideas, and people will either say, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," or they'll just shoot it down.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe there'll be a teacher that'll like step in and make it so that it's like half decent.
Hopefully. Hopefully it'll be not trash, but
Yeah.
the way the year is going so far, I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, and we're only in January. Like January has felt so long,
It's like the end of January.
but it's felt so long.
It has.
So I'm just kind of like
I know.
done.
Okay, the other day, I was eating lunch with my friends, and then is that bad?
No.
Okay. So eating lunch with my friends, and then she takes out like a Valentine's Day cookie, and I was like, "What the heck? It's not even Valentine's Day." And then I realized that Valentine's Day isn't even that far away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I just like had no concept of like what day it was, and like I had no concept of the fact that like February is literally on Monday next week or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like I just had no concept of time. And like I totally like didn't realize it till the end of the day, and I was like, "Oh my god. I'm still single." Not that that's what I don't really care that much, but like it just like kind of blew me away. Like I just didn't like
Yeah.
I've just been in such a like haze that I didn't like think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought she was ridiculous. Like, a Valentine's Day cookie, like, what the heck? Like, that's so weird. But in reality, it's not even that weird. And then when I went into the store and there was lots of Valentine's Day themed stuff, and I was like, yeah, like, literally Valentine's Day is tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Anna and I were talking yesterday or the day before or whatever about how she's going to be 18 in like 2 weeks.
I know. Right?
And I was just kind of like, you should get a credit card. She was like, I don't even know what to do with one of those. So,
Yeah.
like, she's one of the students that focused on, like, typical classes for university, which is, like, fine because she has goals. But then any, like, life skills and stuff like that where, like, you learn what to invest in and how to do that and what a credit card is and car payments and stuff like that just isn't taught at all because she didn't pick the classes, which is kind of stupid. So I just kind of explained, like, the basics of like taxes and credit cards and like CPP and EI, and I was just like, this is kind of what it all is, and this is why you should start looking into it now so that you're kind of prepared. And she was just like, well, I want to invest, and a credit card probably wouldn't be a bad idea. And then I was like, yeah, these are the reasons that you should have a credit card now.
Yeah.
But like, don't like overspend. Otherwise, there's like typically 20% interest on anything over and above, and then like 22% interest on like cash withdrawals. So unless you are like in that mindset and that's like your focus, it's not something that they really teach you all the time, especially if you don't ask.
Yeah.
So it's bad on the education system's part as to why they don't just put it out there for everybody and say this is like a mandatory class, or even include it in like Campbell's Cap or whatever, where it's just like, okay, we're going to spend like 15 minutes each week to just kind of go over the basics. If you have any questions, here you go.
Yeah.
But they don't do that.
It is, and it's not set up in a way that it's even accessible. Like, when I think about, like, where would I even learn that kind of stuff? The only thing is, like, business, financial literacy, and all that. But then those are, like, electives, right? And I only have so much space. Like, first of all, I need to think about, like, I have to take a certain amount of classes and certain classes to even graduate.
Yeah.
Then I have to take classes that I need to get into university. And once all that's figured out, I don't have any more time. There's no more space on my timetable for, like, there's no more business, financial literacy. Like, even though I personally am not very interested in financial literacy, I would take it just because I want to learn. Or like woodworking or like welding or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I would take that because I think those are useful skills to have. Those are things that I want to know. But like, with what time? With where? Like, it's not set up in a way so that I can actually focus on what I want to learn. It's just, okay, I need this to graduate, need this to graduate, need this to graduate, and then art, like my one elective. Like, because there's no more time for anything else.
Yeah.
You know? So it, like, really sucks that we have all of these options in Campbell. Like, there's so many things that I want to do. There's so many classes I want to take. But I can't because I have to take a math, and I have to take English, and I have to take a science, and I have to take, like, a French.
Yeah.
Like, I need to take social sciences. Like, why? Why do I need to take social sciences? What is that doing for me?
This is my issue right now because they don't offer social science. Social studies. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. They don't offer that as a class. They only offer it in grade 10, and some schools offer it in grade 11. But then grade 12, your only options are native studies and history. And native studies is at least focusing on Canada and opens your view to like Aboriginal issues and stuff like that. So it's interesting and it's good to know, but then history is just kind of like, what's the point? We're focusing on stuff that happened like 50 plus years ago.
Yeah.
Whereas I like social studies because it focuses on now and then brings stuff from the past and says this is how this like relates to today.
Yeah.
So let's not repeat history.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, there are a whole bunch of options, but they only give you like 10 time slots.
Yeah.
But then they also don't include certain classes, which is frustrating. Yeah. And if you look at, I think I was looking at Sun West, which is one school division, and comparing that to Flex Ed, and was just kind of like, just like so much stuff. It's, I don't even know. Just hard to focus on it.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I mean, mostly because, like, I remember coming into high school, and I remember seeing, like in grade 9, I saw, like, all the different classes that you could take by the time you got to like grade 9, like 10, 11, 12, right? And I was like, oh my god, there's so many cool classes. Like, it's such a big school. Like, we're so lucky that we get to have, like, we have like an auto shop. We have a kitchen, multiple kitchens. We have like all sorts of things that you can do. But then in reality, if that's not what your job is going to be in the future, there's no chance that you're ever going to take it, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, and it sucks now as a grade 12. I'm looking back and I'm like, I really wish that I could have gone into grade 9 and done all of grade 9 and grade 10 full of classes that I just wanted to do, just because, like, I want to learn it. Yeah. It's like, I can understand having some mandatory classes, right? Obviously. But, like, for instance, in grade 12, you need Sciences Sociales to pass.
I don't know.
Like, I can't graduate if I don't take Sciences Sociales 30.
I don't know what that is.
It's like social science.
Oh.
And then all, like, even when I'm in French immersion, right? And in grade 10 or 11, they changed that you would get, like, if you got a certain amount of French credits, you get, like, a special, like, mention when you graduate that you were in, like, French immersion, right? And they took that away. And I'm like, what is the point of being in French immersion to then graduate with a normal high school diploma? Like, because you have to have a certain amount of French credits to graduate, too. So not only do I have to have 24 credits, 12 of them have to be in French. And if you don't get those 12 credits in French, then you don't even graduate with a French immersion diploma. But before, at least, it said that you were French immersion. Now, it does, but there isn't, like, a specific mention about it. And I'm like, that's so stupid. You're telling me I went through 12 years of French to then graduate with a normal diploma?
Yes.
Like, that's so stupid. I was so mad about it. It's like, if I'm going to put in the time to learn, to do school in 2 different languages, like, at least have it on the piece of paper that I was in French.
Yeah.
Or that, like, I had a certain amount of French credits. Because if not, it's just a waste. I mean, it's not a complete waste, but it's just, like, annoying.
There's no reward for it.
No, it's like, at least if I got, I think it was over 14 or 15 French credits, there would be, like, a special bilingual mention in my diploma. And now when I graduate, it'll just say that I was in French immersion. But it was like, I don't know, it was just frustrating. And everyone was also frustrated about it. Even the teachers were like, yeah, you, like, you know.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. Like, some of the rules that, like, come up, it's like, how do we even get here?
Yeah.
Where's the thought process? Because every single person here, like, thinks that this is stupid. So how did this, like, go through so many people and get approved? And then, like, wow. It was just like, I heard this ad for Luther. And, like, I don't know who wrote the script. I don't know who decided this. But, so, like, a kid who went to Luther spoke on the ad and was like, you should come to Luther. We're not an elitist group. I was like, why would you say that? Oh, and then who listened to that and said, yep, that's good. Who approved that?
Yeah.
Who approved that? Because it's not good. I already knew that it was an elitist school, but why would you have someone go on there and be, we're not an elitist school? Like, obviously that means you kind of are. Because we all...
Not only is it that, but, like, a couple of weeks ago, Anna and I were talking, and I was just like, if you were to go to Luther, because she knows people from, I think she said, Asia that go there, and she was just like, Regina, like, why would you want to go here?
Yeah.
When there's, like, a whole bunch of other schools in Canada that offer the same stuff or better or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, Luther, your, like, tuition can be up to $42,000 a year for high school.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why would anybody want to pay that for their child when you can get it through, like, public education for
Did you get the same thing?
taxes? Yeah. Aside from, like, IB and AP. That's
Yeah.
kind of the only like difference. But then Luther's like one of those
Yeah.
prestigious schools and whatever, and
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to me
No.
because it's just like same with the Ivy League schools. It's just like you can get the same education somewhere else.
No. Yeah. I don't know.
So
I found it so funny. I listen to that ad so much. Like every time I get in the car, it plays, and it's such a bad ad. It gets so bad. Like I don't know who came up with it, and I don't know who approved it. Like that's what I was saying. Like, because that's what Sydney said. She was like, "How many people did it go through?" And how many of those people went, yeah, that is a good ad. That is going to bring in so much revenue. Like, literally having a child go on there and say, we are not an elitist group. Like, why would you even say that?
yeah,
Like, and why is that your first comment about your school? Like,
yeah.
do you not have anything else to say about it? Like, nothing? It's so funny. And then it just ends there. It's like, we're not an elitist group. Come to Luther. And then it just ends. And I'm like, that's just scary.
Maybe they're also short-staffed and overworked like everybody else.
Probably. Okay.
But-
So we got to look at, shows.
Oh yes, we have this
okay.
idea.
I'm going to search up top shows.
Yes, we have this idea where we're going to watch a show and then do like a reaction of sorts. So if you have any ideas of shows that we should react to, let us know what you want. Ooh, you know what we could review? I don't know if it's like... Shh. I don't know if it's like too... Like, we're not going to show anything, but like we're just going to talk about it. But I don't know if talking about it is going to be like too gory, but I just finished the last season or two of The 100, which I started the first like couple seasons 4 or 5 years ago and was just like, oh, I should start watching it again while I have some time. So for me to watch the beginning again would be like watching it from start. I don't know if you've watched that before.
I have
or
not watched that before.
So we could like review that. They only have 7 seasons, so we could do like one from each or something like that. And just kind of compile it into one. I haven't watched Bridgerton.
I have.
Do
But
you-
isn't there's going to be another season coming out or something? But I could watch it again.
Yeah. Do you have Disney?
Disney Plus, yeah.
We could choose something from there.
That's true.
They added Star. Yeah. So Disney now has Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic, and Star. Why so many? Because Disney's an empire, I guess. Like, there's a whole bunch of shows on there, too. And one show I wish that I could still watch is it this one? Yes, Drop Dead Diva.
I feel like I've heard that before.
It's a legal comedy thing where, like, the main character dies and is put into somebody else's body and whatever. And it was very interesting, and I really liked it, but it, like, disappeared off Netflix or wherever it was, and just, like, it's gone.
Have you ever watched How I Met Your Mother?
No.
I haven't either. Have you ever watched Gilmore Girls either?
Not Gilmore, but I've watched New Girl.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
I think I watched like 1 or 2 episodes and that was it. Yeah. But a friend and I are supposed to be watching New Girl at some point, so I can't watch that one.
That's fine. I don't know. I can't really decide even what genre I want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't want something too, like, like, as much as I love murder mystery and stuff, like, I don't want it to be, like, super, like, heavy.
Yeah.
But I also don't want it to be some, like, stupid chick flick that just gets on my nerves,
We could react to baking shows.
Okay, wait. Okay. I watched this, have you ever heard of Zumbo's Just Desserts?
No.
Okay, well, I watched the first season and I loved it, and the second season came out and I haven't watched it.
What's it on? Netflix?
Netflix, yeah. And do they even have season? They get rid of season 1? Excuse me.
Netflix is like, I feel like they're in this like middle stage of, like, they used to have a bunch of good shows. Then they got rid of a bunch of good shows, so it was like nothing. Now they're producing their own stuff, but also have stuff from other places.
It's so confusing.
So they've got stuff from multiple places, but then some things are crappy because they remove parts of seasons or whatever.
Yeah, like I clicked on something and it had like seasons 3, 5, and 7, like some odd number of seasons. And I was like, what's the point of that? Why would you have like not...
Yeah.
It's so weird. Okay, so Zumbo, they don't have the first season, but they have the second season.
Well, that would be fine. Do you have Apple TV Plus? Oh.
No, I don't.
I was going to say we could react to the morning show. There's so many, like, everything is a subscription now.
Oh.
Everything. For my company, I not had to, but like to do stuff for like property management, you have to send documents out to be signed by people.
Yeah.
And in order for them to be like accurate and whatever, and not like legal documents, but just like authorization for whatever.
Yeah.
You should have like who it was signed by and when they signed it and if it was like authentic or whatever, not like hacked. And Adobe's kind of like the only one that does that all in one, where you can create a fillable PDF, send it out to be signed, and also verify that people are who they are. Except to do that, you have to pay $20 a month per person. Luckily, I'm only one person, so it's only $20 a month, but for like a small company, subscriptions add up because you need one for Microsoft, you need one for Adobe, and then like if you want to do not business cards, but they have that, but like logo design or anything like that, that's Canva, that's another $20 a month. So it's just like,
Yeah. That's like what is it? When did Netflix come out? Like not even that long ago, but I remember when it first came out, that was like it. Like if you had Netflix,
1997.
and it had everything, right? And then
Not that long ago. 1997.
that's still not that long ago.
That's like almost 30 years ago. We're like, maybe not 30.
25.
Yeah. But that's still a long time.
Okay, well, like when did YouTube come out?
2005. Disney was like
That
2019.
doesn't sound right. I feel like YouTube has existed longer than Netflix. Wow.
2005. What's another
That's weird.
What's another streaming service that everybody had at one point?
Well, that's just it. I remember Netflix was basically it, and then now suddenly there's like 15 different, and there's like bidding wars, like with companies for who's gonna get like what was it? It was Friends and The Office, and there was like a big deal that Netflix lost like $6 billion towards trying to outbid what was it?
Crave or something
Yeah.
like that? Well, in every single like
It's
TV,
so stupid.
every single TV station has a subscription now.
Exactly. And like Netflix is literally like $20 a month. Like they just increased the prices not that long ago, and it was like $18.99. Now we're like, oh my god! Remember when it was $7?
That was, I remember that, and I think Disney will go the same route. But it used to be like Disney right now, you pay $12 or whatever it is, and then there's like not unlimited, but like
pretty much
you have lots of like you can watch on X amount of screens for one price. Netflix is tiered, which is fine, except it keeps increasing every single year.
And then the amount of shows keeps decreasing on Netflix. So I'm like, what is the point of this? This is not like going the right way.
It doesn't decrease. They remove ones that they've had for a long time because of like contracts with the producer or whatever.
And then they add other bad shows that no one cares about.
And they add their own. So they've went from just being a subscription where you buy the rights to I guess it's like a lease. You lease the rights to a show or whatever, to then now creating their own shows, which is what just about everybody's doing. They either buy like somebody bought HBO or HBO bought somebody, and now they've got their own shows that they release as well as everything else. And
like it's just insane because then you can't even like have a good selection of shows that you like. You have to like pay for all the shows.
Well, yeah, in the Apple TV one.
Oh god, like kill me.
In the Apple TV one, you've got like you pay for the Apple subscription, and then you can also subscribe to other channels. So like there's the Apple TV one, Sundance Now, AMC Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars, which I don't remember what that one is, BritBox, Super Channel. But then Amazon also has their own service like this where you buy Amazon, but then you can buy. But like the good thing about
Amazon is that if you get Amazon Prime, then you get that for free. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of thing,
it's like
which is kind of nice.
1.
Yeah, it's a 10-for-1 kind of thing, which is kind of nice. That is the one thing that is like it's good.
Yeah, well, and Amazon bought Twitch not that long ago, so now they've got like game streams in there, but a whole bunch of creators are leaving it to go to YouTube because it's not the same anymore.
Oh, like speaking of YouTube, did you know that Instagram is coming out with something like kind of like YouTube? I have just about had it with Instagram. I am so
Metaverse or Meta. No, it's just Meta.
Yeah, it's Meta now.
Yeah.
Like okay, whatever. Like oh my god. First, Instagram used to be its own thing. Mm-hmm. And then they added like filters, and then they added Reels, and then they had IGTV, and then now they're adding like YouTube sort of things. Like, can Instagram not just be its own thing? Like, they tried to like make Instagram into Snapchat, Facebook, and YouTube all in one.
And TikTok.
But then just a crappy version of all of them. Like, can you just do the one thing you're supposed to do? Like, Instagram is already toxic enough on its own. I don't need all of the toxic apps into one in a really bad version.
I will say that Instagram as Instagram is fine.
Yeah.
And TikTok as TikTok is fine. Except when Facebook bought Instagram, then everything was put together.
Yeah.
But if you leave each social media platform, your life is so much easier.
Like, it was just like they tried out the Snapchat filter thing. It didn't work. No one liked it. They've changed the setup of Instagram multiple times. Mm-hmm. No one liked it. They added Reels. People kind of liked it, but TikTok's better. What are you trying to accomplish here? Because, like, I know that now they're going to come out with something. They added IGTVs. Mm-hmm. That was okay. I didn't mind that. It was nice to be able to have, like, longer videos in, like, a separate spot. That I kind of got. But now they're adding, like, a thing where you can have, like, basically YouTube videos. And then YouTube added, like, shorts that, like, I don't think you understand the concept of every single app being its own individual app. Like, I didn't ask for my calculator to also be my Google Maps. Like, no, they're separate things. I want to be able to calculate my marks and find my way to the store in 2 separate apps. I don't need it to be one. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why Instagram is its own thing, and there's a reason why TikTok is its own, and Snapchat, and Facebook, and TikTok, and YouTube. Like, they're all different apps that have different purposes. Like, stop trying to be an all-in-one, because you're doing a really bad job.
Yeah.
I speak for the people when I say that you suck.
Each of them as their own thing is fine. Like, TikTok now has stories. So you'll be scrolling through, like, 30-second, 9-second, 3-minute videos, and then you'll come across some random person's story, and it's just like...
I didn't ask. I didn't ask.
Like, it's some random, like, mother posting something about her dog, and it's just like...
That's what Instagram is for.
Yeah, why not make a TikTok video about it instead of just a story? Because then I don't have to view it.
Like, I don't... Like, this is what I mean. I don't get why every app is trying to, like... And I get it, you're trying to make upgrades. I get it, you're trying to get more attention, more revenue. Like, I get that's how business works. I get that's how marketing works. I can understand that. But what I don't understand is why don't you make it unique instead of copying off each other's ideas? This is literally like going into a classroom and then every kid copied off each other. Mm-hmm. It's like there is no originality. Everyone is just a shittier version of the next.
Because they figure out that what one person does works well, so they think they can improve on it, but then they don't, and then people don't like it, so then they put it in the background and come up with something new. So I think that's where Instagram is they tried Instagram, and that works, so they still do that. But then Facebook got them, and so now they want to be Facebook, but Facebook does Facebook better than Instagram does Facebook, and then they wanted to do stories, and then they wanted to do, like, the TikTok thing, and...
Yeah, like I get it, but I also don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Not to mention Twitter.
Not to mention Twitter. Like, Twitter's its own thing.
Twitter is, like...
I don't have Twitter. I don't want to get Twitter.
I have Twitter, but I don't post anything on there, because, like, nobody that I know has Twitter, so it's just kind of, like, I'll go through phases of, like, wanting to be in the know of what, like, creators that I like are doing. Because they'll post there, and then that's how everybody can keep in the know. But then some people are doing, like, direct text messages where you can just sign up to their service and just get a text message, and they'll just post whatever. But, like, the other issue with 500 different platforms is that when you post a YouTube video, you then can make, like, a clips channel. So then you can just kind of pull clips out of there, and YouTube has shorts now too, so those are their little TikTok versions. But then you have to post those and then to YouTube, and then you post them to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of the other places. So it's just like you start out with one, but then you've got like 500 others that you have to post to so that everybody can keep in the know, because one person might not be on TikTok and one person might be on Twitter, and so there's so many. Like,
I don't understand how, like, social media people, like, actually do it, because I know that, like, I don't have TikTok, and so, like, I just watch Reels and stuff, which I don't really mind that much, because then it feels like I don't feel the pressure to get TikTok, because it's the people that I want to see on TikTok, they post some on Reels too, so then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm fine. But I know, like, I was looking through someone's comments the other day, and one of the people's comments was like, you aren't active on Instagram, like, you're just on TikTok, and you don't do anything, you don't post stories, like, we want more from you. And I'm like, it is impossible to make TikToks, post them, be on good terms on TikTok, and then try to do Instagram as well. Like I can't keep up. You know, and it's, like, difficult. Like, if you were people who are YouTubers, are YouTuber and Instagram. Like, people can only do 2 platforms at a time. Like, I can't imagine being someone who is on Instagram, who is on TikTok, who is on YouTube, and does all 3, the editing, the filming, and all of it. Like, I can't. And also, who keeps up with that? Like, who really cares that much? Like, I genuinely don't even understand people that have fan pages that post 5 times a day. I don't know how people have the time to do that, because I know I don't.
Yeah. I mean, not to be like, if we wanted to, we could have the podcast. So we would post it to like anywhere you listen to your podcasts. We could then, as we do now, just post it to YouTube, and then those are the two platforms. That's like what we do, because we don't really post to Instagram. We don't have TikTok, like whatever. But if we wanted to, we could have like stories on Instagram, and we could post something being like, hey, we're posting a new video. I don't know if anybody would notice that. I mean, you might get out there.
Yeah, I was
But-
actually thinking about that because I follow multiple people that have like podcasts, and they'll film their podcast, but then they'll make like a little, they'll make a reel out of it, and then they'll post it on their Instagram page. So then, even though I don't listen to their podcasts in full, but I'll just listen to like their 30-second clip of their podcast where they did something funny or something happened, or it'll be just like a little teaser of like what they're talking. I thought about that, and I thought it was pretty cool, but then I've never really done anything more than just think about it.
Yeah.
But I actually thought about it more, and it might be something that I want to do because I like editing, and then I could be in charge of like the Instagram page.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be, it's easier with two people
For sure.
than it is with one.
And we could totally do that. I mean, if we've got like the hour-long video, as I'm going through the video, if I see something where like there's something funny or whatever, I'll like make a clip of that, export it, and then
I can edit it together maybe, then I
Yeah.
can post it on. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
well, and we can also,
maybe.
because if in the editing workspace, I mean, we've got it set up so that it shows both of us, but you can like zoom in on one person, so you can make like all the weird YouTube, not weird, but I mean, there are some weird ones, but just like the ones where they'll like zoom in on one person and jump to the other and whatever. So, not that I know how to do that, but like we could totally post on like Instagram, and if we wanted to, we could do TikTok, but I don't think either of us have the energy for that.
No, if I'm gonna do one, I'm probably gonna do Instagram because I like Instagram, and I like the way it's set up, and like I wouldn't waste my time with TikTok personally, because but because I think that Instagram is an easier way to get out there in terms of podcasts rather than TikTok. But
then this is the argument: is Instagram is that like all in one platform?
yeah,
So I guess it's kind of like
yeah,
that give and take thing. And if once we're 18, if we did want to like turn this into a business and actually like make some sort of revenue from it and actually put in time to it, because there are lots of people that'll like make a podcast their full-time job.
yeah.
So if once we're done school and we decide, hey, maybe we should like step this up a notch, we could absolutely do that and like post it everywhere and make sure that everybody knows that we're here, and then gain like a bigger following or whatever. But it's like a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, at
So-
least like I would be happy that I'm actually excited if we do that. I'd love to like post on Instagram and like edit that because I really do like editing. So then I don't know, it could be more out there, and I mean, I don't know how much it'll help, but I don't know if like, but I mean, it's not gonna hurt us.
No.
So,
No. And then you see all like the big creators where they've got like a team of people, so they've got like their legal team, they've got like their producers, and then Linus Tech Tips is like one of the bigger Canadian brands and even one of the bigger YouTube ones where they've turned it into a business. So they've got, I don't remember how many employees Linus said they have, but like they've got like 10 or 15 channels, and each of them has social media and whatever. And I don't know how they do it. Obviously they have like all their employees doing it, but like if you slip up and say something like, and you're on live stream, I don't know how people like deal with that. Like, I mean, obviously if you know something you're not supposed to say, it'll be in the back of your head, but like, if you just had a meeting and you like spill something, like if you have like a producer or something, they could just be like glaring at you behind the camera or whatever. But then, like, if you're on live stream, I don't know how you cut that out. But, like, we could turn this into, like, a massive production thing.
I know.
But,
I don't know. Have you ever watched The Queen's Gambit?
no.
I've heard about it.
I think my mom watched it. That's the chess one? I think that's the chess one.
I don't know.
I think that's the chess one.
Oh my god. Supergirl?
Queens. Yes. Oh, they have a Creating the Queen's Gambit and the Queen's Gambit. Limited series. Well, they've got like the behind the scenes type thing.
Oh, I don't care about that.
We could react to Hustlers.
I've watched that.
I haven't. Have you watched The Hustle?
Nope. I have not.
I think that one was supposed to be funny. The Speed Cubers.
What now?
The Speed Cubers. It's heartfelt, feel good, and inspiring.
It's probably not.
An average person takes 3 hours to solve their first Rubik's Cube. I have 2 Rubik's Cubes.
I don't.
We could react to Britney vs. Spears. I'd say Schitt's Creek, but I've watched it like 8 times already.
I know, I was gonna say that too, but I know that you've watched it, so.
I mean, we could. There are lots of points. Because as you watch something, the first time you watch it is just to watch it. Then the second time you watch it, you're picking up certain things.
Yeah,
and
when the
third
9th time you watch it, you know.
Then you point out every little thing.
Yeah. Did you ever try to watch Love is Blind? Because I tried and failed miserably. I just got so bored.
I did not. What's that? There was a thing on TikTok, and I'm sure it was on Reels months ago, where it was just like, watch this show on Netflix and only go to this point and then make a reaction about it. But I don't remember what it was called.
I don't know. That's a good question.
But yeah, there's a lot that we could react to.
There is.
I'd also say Kim's Convenience, but I've watched that many times too.
I haven't finished it yet. I like the newest season that just came out. I think I have like 1 or 2 episodes left.
I'd also say Sex Education, but that might be a bit too much for YouTube.
I haven't watched that.
I watched it a couple times. We could do The Chair. I've only watched that once, but don't really remember much of it. It's about an English teacher that becomes the chair of the English department while also dealing with personal life issues. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, like, there's so much that we could react to, make comments on.
What?
We could do Too Hot to Handle.
I just finished watching that today. The 3rd season.
Of that.
Yeah.
Why? I was joking.
Gordon Ramsay, Uncharted. Saw that.
Every once in a while, him or his daughter will fly through my TikTok feed, and it's just like...
Oh, have you ever watched Once Upon a Time?
What's that one? Oh,
This
that one. No,
I've seen it so much, but
I haven't.
I haven't really ever been convinced that I need to watch it. There are like TV shows in no, that's not what I want. In Disney Plus, they don't have a section for like just TV shows.
No. We could watch The End of the Fucking World.
I've heard about that. I've never watched it though.
Have you watched Lost in Space?
Nope.
That one's a good one, too. Anyway. we can find what we want later.
Are they coming out with more Ice Ages? Because they have so many. I can't keep up.
I imagine at some point they will, yeah. Just like every other Disney show out there. Anyway.
So many. Can we watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse?
No.
Aww.
No, we cannot.
Oh, Canada collection. What? That's weird. Goodbye.
Well, maybe the next episode will be about our reactions to... We could start a series.
Yeah. That was kind of the point of me bringing it up, but, you know, whatever.
We could do all of it.
Yes.
We could do a series within a series.
Don't say that. That's too much for me.
But, like, we could start with one, and then, like, do one from each season of a show. And then do, like, a movie, and then if they have multiple movies attached to it.
So Tegan's trying to kill me.
Just giving ideas.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm gonna look some more when I get home and procrastinate doing math. And then... Yeah.
You'll have all of Monday.
And Tuesday.
You're off Tuesday, too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's when I start again.
Start on Wednesday, though. So...
To be fair, I got, like, an entire week off, technically.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten any time off. So. I'm waiting. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Or listening. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, bye, Anna.